Hey there, lifelong learners. It's Mr. Aziz here. I am on a morning walk looking for a plant that I think would be fun for us to learn if you don't know it already. You'll find it everywhere. You probably can find one in your neighborhood, and if you happen to be listening to this on Instagram or on Blend or in Seesaw, you can do me a favor and do us all a favor and find your own version of this plant, and you post it with a picture that you make. If you have your parents' permission, we'd love for you to share with us your example of this plant. Okay, I've walked over and I've found what I'm looking for. This plant that I'm going to tell you about is called Nerius Oleander. Okay, most people know them by oleander, and you'll see them all over the place in Austin and wherever you go in the world. So this is it behind me. You see this? This one is about 8 feet tall. They range anywhere from 6 feet to even almost 20 feet tall. Usually in Austin, they're more like 8 to 15 feet tall. And so it's interesting because this plant has some beautiful flowers. Let me see if I can show you up close here what we're talking about. Look at those incredible flowers. Here are some buds that haven't quite opened. Look at that. And they have long leaves. Here's the size of my hand. Let me see if I can get a good picture. Here's a leaf. You can see my finger. And that's about the size of an oleander leaf, right? And if we zoom out, you can sort of see the entire plant here. So this is an oleander, and it's interesting because when I was a kid, I was told correctly that these plants are poisonous, but only if you eat a lot of them, which you never want to do, of course. However, I didn't know that. All my mother told me was that they were poisonous. So I remember one time when I was just learning how to ride a bicycle. I was riding and pedaling, and I fell into the oleander bushes that were all along the side of my driveway. And I got scraped and scratched, and I was so afraid that the scratches I got from the oleander leaves, because if you run into the whole thing with a bicycle, sometimes you get scratched. I was afraid that those scratches were going to be the end of me. So I ran in and said, I ran into the poisonous oleander. And my mother said, oh, I think it'll be okay. We'll put something on your cuts and you'll be okay. And I wasn't at all sure that that was the right thing, but sure enough, I'm alive and well to tell about it. You actually have to really eat a lot of them for you to have big problems. So stay away from it. I also read that there's an urban legend. That means something that's not true, but sometimes people will tell to get people's attention, that either a family or some Boy Scouts once upon a time in a place nearby would take the stems, the sticks here. Let me see if I can get some. See all these? You take these long sticks and they would cut the leaves off and they would stick their hot dogs on them for the fire. And and so because of that, it was the end of the Boy Scouts in that troop, or that was a really sad day for the family because they all were poisoned by the oleander hot dogs. So again, not true, urban legend, don't worry about that. But if you see an oleander, which looks like this, I will even walk further away. You see this oleander? This is what is probably in your neighborhood and is fun to see if you can come up with a picture or a video about an oleander in your backyard or nearby. This isn't in my backyard, this is in somebody else's house nearby, but I figure they wouldn't mind us sharing about it this morning. Okay, so look forward to seeing some videos or pictures from you, or otherwise just enjoy mine. I hope you're doing well out there. Take care.